Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Legion Season 1, Episode 1, Chapter 1 is the title of the... When I was writing all this down, I was like, Season 1, Episode 1, Chapter 1? Damn. It's a lot of ones. I'm your host, Clio, and with me I have Jake.
Dun, 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 dun.
We can talk about real mutants!
Here comes Wolverine, and then there's Jean Grey, and Legion, who I know nothing about, to be honest. I know I like to spit out my comic knowledge on, like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff, but I love the X-Men, but I really don't know anything about Legion.
I know a very little bit about Legion. Legion, well, you know what? It's kind of spoilery, I think, what I know about Legion.
Mm-hmm.
But David is Legion.
Yes.
He is a psychic. That is his powers.
He's the son of Professor Xavier.
Okay, so I guess it's not that much. But yes, he is the son of Professor Xavier.
That is what I know.
That's what you know, yeah. That's about all I know, too.
So, here's the thing about this show. When I heard the show was coming out, I was interested in it. Well, both interested and kind of angry at it because I'm not the biggest fan of the Bryan Singer X-Men movies.
And he is an executive producer on this.
And they said that this show is connected to those films. Yeah. They say it's in the same universe as those films, but they're not really going to make any references to it, to my knowledge anyway. It doesn't sound like they're really going to, bring any of that stuff in, but it is in the same universe. With that in mind, when did Legion happen? And when did Professor X have David?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because it almost doesn't feel like it's in the same universe as the X-Men movies, because we're in like a vague time period. Mm-hmm. So I can't place where we are in time, because it's got a 60s style of architecture, of interior design, of clothing, but Aubrey Plaza's character has headphones and a cassette player that looks like they're from the 80s, and then the guy from the Division has like this open tablet thing that looks like it's from the future. So I have no idea when this is taking place.
Well, this is the thing that's going to be interesting about the show. We're always going to be questioning the legitimacy of what's being told. Mm-hmm. David's crazy. Well, he thinks he's crazy. Yeah. He probably is crazy, but he's telling us the story. We don't know what parts are real, what parts are not.
Yeah.
And that's how it's going to be with this show. We're going to be shown things, and then we're going to be constantly questioning what is actually happening. So even with this first episode, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what did happen. They talked for like 30 minutes and they barely said a thing because I have no clue.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one to figure out, because I was sitting there and thinking, okay, Sydney's not real. I was thinking for some reason Sydney wasn't real.
I was thinking that too, but I think she is.
I think she is too.
Because they talk about her, there's no records of her at the hospital, and he's like, call for this person. Sydney, what's her last name?
I don't remember. I was just writing down first names.
Well, I'm trying to find the significance of it, but apparently it's a Pink Floyd reference, which I don't really listen to. But
oh yeah, I'm not sure.
But he David tries to call for her, but no, we don't know who you're talking about. She was never committed here. Mm-hmm. So with that, you start thinking, okay, maybe she's not really real. But I think that's her fake name, but I think she's real because they keep talking. The one interrogator dude, he's looking for her.
Yeah.
But they never say her name. They always refer to her as the girl.
Yeah. That, I didn't catch that, but you're right.
Like even when they're talking, he says, Sydney, blah 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 blah, and then like the interrogator repeats it back. He's like, the girl. He never says her name.
Because, you know what, then that's making me think maybe she's real, but Sydney's not her name. And, like, who David thinks she is wrong. I don't know. I wonder if we will get answers, or if this is going to be, like, just some crazy trip the whole season.
Well, I'm sure like they'll keep dragging it out. Where I don't want to say drag, but they'll always like constantly be like mind fucking us. Like, oh, is it real? Is it not? I think eventually we will figure out. Okay, this is real. This is not. But for the people who I don't think are real, I don't think Lenny is real.
Which one is Lenny?
Or rather, the David Bowie girl. One with the headphones, who's like,
yes.
his crazy best friend.
Yeah.
I don't think she's real.
But they refer to a body, and she's the one who gets stuck in the wall.
Yes, that is true, but I'm not sure if maybe there was a body, but I'm not sure if like she herself is real.
Okay.
I do like her character though, and I wish she was real, but really it doesn't matter anymore.
Because she's just gonna be in his head, so.
I do like that.
Yeah.
Well, now we know she's not real, but was she real before? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the question. Was that actually her?
But I do love her.
There was something weird with the conversations that they had. I'm gonna call her Aubrey because it's the actress's name. Because when they spoke to each other, I think that's what made me think that Sydney was fake. Was that right? Because Aubrey was calling her the girl. She never said her name Sydney either. So I think those conversations made me think Sydney wasn't real, but maybe those conversations are actually pointing that Aubrey wasn't real.
I don't know. There were times where I didn't think like anybody was real, and it was just him. And but Aubrey and Sydney were talking to each other, so like I don't know.
Yeah. And the guy in the interrogation room, not the interrogator, but the man sitting in the corner.
With like the wood.
Who was whittling. Very weird. I think he's a mutant, and I don't think he's real.
Okay, here's who I think is real.
Okay.
I think interrogator guy is real.
Yes.
Sydney's real.
Okay.
Everyone else, I'm not too sure about. I don't even think his sister is real. I think he's just sitting in a room by himself.
Yeah, that's possible. It's possible. Oh man, shows like this have me like looking at them in like completely different ways, and I love it.
It's interesting, this show, what they do with like effects, like just to show like how crazy he is and like what's in his head. From what I can tell, most of the effects in this were practical. I loved that scene where he's talking to his sister, like the very very beginning, and they're in that room with like all the welcome signs, and they're all in different languages. It's like things like that. Like that's when like I can like see like, okay, there's like multiple people in his head, not all of them speak English.
Interesting. I did not notice that.
Yeah, like I was looking at the signs and I'm like, and I'm reading some of them and I can't read them. I'm like, is that a word that I've never heard of? Like, oh wait, no, they're in different languages. I'm like, that's interesting. It's interesting the visuals that they make, like to let you know, like, okay, there's something wrong, and like clearly not everything is in his control, basically.
Yeah. And I love the intro. It's a. Oh, and now I forgot to write down what song it was. I think it was a Who song. But to that music, like a montage of his childhood, up to the first time he exhibits powers.
I don't think that's real.
It might not be, but he blew out the windows of a cop car, and they immediately put him on medication. And it flashes from him shaking the pill bottle as a kid to him shaking the pill bottle as an adult, which makes me think he's just been on medication for his entire adult life. So he's probably had no experience with his powers other than accidents.
Yeah.
So I just think him learning about his own powers is going to be the most interesting thing to me.
Yeah, because he's not he wasn't really aware of mutants. Mutants are still a new thing. If this does take place in the 60s, mutants are just, emerging. Um and he's never really met another one before, or so we assume, until he met Sydney, who, if she is real, she's kind of like I've seen a lot of comparisons to Rogue. She's not
Yes.
exactly like that. Well, Rogue, what she does is, she can absorb other mutants' powers. Sydney, I think, I'm still not quite sure what happened, but what I think happened is, so she switches, when you touch her skin, she switches places with you. She goes into your body, you go into her body.
Mm-hmm.
While she's in your body, she can use your powers.
Yeah. And after that, whatever determined period of time your minds are switched, your bodies switch.
Yeah. That was interesting.
That was so confusing.
Because once I realized that it was David in Sydney's body, I'm like, oh, is this going to be like the thing for the rest of the season where he's going to be inside her body and like he's going to like run around, as a completely different person? I'm like, that's interesting. But when they stopped showing him as Sydney and they started showing him as David, it didn't click in my mind that, oh, he's in his own body now. I just thought that's how he sees himself now because, it's him. But no, I guess the bodies switch back eventually.
Yeah, because he knocked on his sister's door, and I was like, oh, does this, this is going to be weird because you're this woman, that, because I thought that was just him. But it was actually his body, and his sister saw him as his body, and I was just like, oh, wow, okay. I guess that happened. That did take a while to realize what was going on.
And I love the acting for this show. Just the subtle. After the second viewing, I noticed this. The subtle movement of him touching his chest to make sure he didn't have breasts anymore.
Yeah, that's true. He did do that. It's like, where'd they go?
And then Aubrey is like, yeah. So what did you do while you were in one's body? Like, if I was in the other sex's body, I'd just be feeling myself up.
I know she had the overalls on, so she's just putting her hands in the overalls.
Oh my god, I love her. I want her to stick around I hope she's sticking around. Like, now that she's in his head, I just hope she doesn't go away.
I hope not either. Yeah.
She's just so laid back. That little spiel she gave, where she's like, "You killed someone, and they're gonna come find you, and they're gonna kill you." Just the way she said it, she sounded like so, kind of like excited about it, and like along with the music, it made me uncomfortable. And I think a lot of points in this show made me uncomfortable, but they also were kind of I like the way they portray mental illness.
Yeah.
And it's different from what I've seen in other media, where it's not like, there are two ways that you can go with mental illness. The one way is that, and I don't like when people do this. The Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland kind of went this way. It's like, oh, crazy is good. You want to be crazy because that's great. No. It's good. I mean, I know the message that they're trying to send is like, be yourself, but no, if you're insane, if you're like not mentally well, that's not exactly okay. You need help.
Yeah.
Don't be all like, fuck all, I don't need help. No, get help. Then there's the other side of the spectrum where mental illness is sexy. It's like, oh, there's something wrong with you, so I need to fix you.
Yeah.
There's not that either. In this show, it was very they acknowledged it's a real thing. It's sad, but from what Sydney said, it makes you you. It's still you. So it wasn't like okay, this is sad and I'm kind of like afraid of you. It was like, no, oh my god, I get it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna eventually get John to watch this show because I need his input on it, being a psychologist. But it was, it's so interesting too the way the people in the hospital especially treated the mentally ill. They're like, oh, any step out of line, give them the drugs. Just very quick to the drugs, and it was just the same question over. Like, how do you feel? Real therapists don't really ask that. At least not over and over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Um, I was afraid that the entire show was going to take place in the mental institution. Which I mean, I'm sure they could pull it off, but like I want to see other places, and I don't just want to be stuck in this one location.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want the constant "how do you feel" kind of thing. I like that we're getting outside, and clearly there's something bigger going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's definitely something bigger going on. We got with the vague yet menacing government agency. I think they sort of dropped that the name of it is Division 1, which leads us to believe that there are other divisions of whatever this thing is. And in the trailer for like the season as a whole, Melanie, I think it's Melanie's character, actually says the divisions were set up to, control and stop people like you. So we're theoretically gonna get multiple divisions. And what we got from this, and I'm convinced the old guy is Stryker, like, or like a Stryker-esque character.
I don't know. We got Stryker in the movies, so I don't know.
Oh, he was a young man at that point. You're right. If this is the '60s, it might not be because how does Xavier have a fully grown child? Yeah, it's weird and vague.
I meet stuff.
It's got to be some sort of future shit because they have like this weird tablet thingy. I don't know.
Well, maybe it's because he's been in the institution his whole life that he didn't. I don't know. He doesn't know how the world works. But...
Yeah, and it could be his mind is just repainting everything in a 60s palette. Like that all could be fake. Like this could be the future. Everything could be all modern and shit. But his brain is just painting it that way.
Someone said, with Melody, they said she could be this does take place in the future, and she could be like an older Emma Frost.
Yo, I'm all about that.
I can see it.
Yeah, me too. Melanie seems like she's gonna be a great character.
I don't know what to think about her though. I don't know if she's good. I don't know if she's bad or like morally ambiguous right now.
Don't know which side of the chart she falls on. I was trying to think of the D&D alignment chart. There we go. Not sure what side of the alignment chart she falls on.
Yeah. Well, but I'm sure it's better than the institution, but don't know where she lies right now. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, this could be the Brotherhood of Mutants. We don't know.
That could be possible. Well, if this is in the future, then the Brotherhood of Mutants is like the original members wouldn't be a part of it. Yeah. So well, the original members of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants aren't even in the movies, but yeah, I have a lot to say about the movies, and they're not good. Well, some of them are okay.
Some of them are better than others.
Yeah, they're not for me. Not for me. I like this show. This episode was longer than most pilots are.
Really? How long was it?
Um,
It did feel a little long. I thought that was just me. I didn't check though.
yeah, so like this is like the X-Men movie that I wanted.
Yeah.
Uh, characters, motivations, and it's actually good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me listen. But no, it felt someone really loved this character and wanted to do him justice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how accurate it is, but it's good. To me, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not so sure either. But it's accurate in so far in the fact that he is schizophrenic and he is a psychic. So we're accurate that far.
And I really love his relationship with other people and like how he deals with other people. Him and Lenny, they're like, I just love their dynamic. Like you can tell, like they're awesome friends. They're the type of friends that wouldn't get together.
Yes. Yeah.
And I love his cute, adorable relationship with him and Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons why I hope she's real.
Yeah.
Because it's just really cute because they connect on an emotional level and on a human level like so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Where like both of them they look at each other and they just know, like, yeah, you're the one. And
Yeah.
and he just outright said, it's like,
Want to
want to
date?
be my girlfriend? She's like, okay. It's like they both saw each other and they're like, yeah,
That one.
that's the one I want to be with.
No, I picked that human.
We don't have to talk about it. It's like it happened.
Yeah. And
that's it.
you know, he knows he has to be
Mhm.
okay with not ever touching her.
And that's
Although-
good. This is good. The relationships don't necessarily have to be physical. They can, sex is, that's a completely different thing. But for them, if she doesn't want to be touched and he respects that, that's okay.
Yeah.
The fact that they can have a good, functional, not sure how functional they are as people, but functional relationship where they both seem happy and they're both, talking to each other about like what they like and what they dislike and what their hobbies are and things like that. It works for them. As long as it works for them, that's good.
And Brian says in chat that her last name is Barrett, Sydney Barrett.
Not her real name. I'm pretty sure that's not her real name, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I think I don't know if she's like an established character because I don't know if I don't think she's Rogue.
No.
I don't know if she's an established character though.
Yeah. I'm not sure about that either. What was that? Oh yeah, well, he respects the not touching thing until he thinks he's never gonna see her again, and then he just kisses her.
Yeah, that was
Oops.
I know why you did it,
Yeah.
but still boundaries.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't have gotten out if. Well, I guess the Vigit menacing government agency probably would have found a way to get him out.
Yeah, well, I think they were looking for her more than they were looking for him.
Yeah, he was the means to get to her.
And let's talk about what happened in the institution when they switched. Because she switches bodies with whoever touches her, she can use their powers, but she doesn't know how to control the powers.
Yeah.
Because she's never used them before.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a cool and kind of disturbing image where, like, they go back to the institution and the doors are gone.
Oh yeah, that was. And I think, honestly, it's definitely because she doesn't know how to use the powers, but it's also because she's not on the drugs that is keeping him from using his powers. So like, a combo of that was just, whoops, I did stuff I didn't know I did. Oops, no more doors.
But how did she get out?
Good question. I'm guessing that well, because when David was leaving in Sydney's body, Melanie and I started calling them the twins because they got out of the car in like the same motion and it looked like they were moving in sync with each other. The two that were that was chasing David.
I don't remember the names.
Yeah, I'm not. I think they introduced themselves at the end, but I don't remember anybody's names except for Melanie. But I was calling them the twins. So the twins came out of the cab and I think they went in and got Sydney out. Sydney, David. I'm confusing myself.
Sydney.
David's body, Sydney's brain. Yeah, so I think they got her out.
And they were looking for him too.
Yeah, they wanted both of them.
For Sydney, and they wanted him, but I think the government people just wanted Sydney.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I wonder why. I think reasonings will become apparent as we move along.
Yeah. What's with this organization? What do they want? I don't know if they want to. Do they want to destroy mutants? Do they want to like study them? They probably want to study them because they didn't kill David when they had the chance.
Yeah. They probably both, because I think if they got, because the old man wanted to kill him. They were like, if the interrogator was like, no, use the gas, and the old man was like, well, he said something about after what happened in Red Hook. So I hope we get a flashback to whatever happened in Red Hook.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that's referencing. It's probably referencing something, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's something we're gonna find out.
What was with that thing in the cage?
Oh, it was a dog or a.
It looked. The silhouette was definitely a dog.
Yeah.
I don't think, but it's not a dog though.
No, I think it's a mutant.
Because I'm thinking maybe it's not Wolverine. But
No.
Wolverine is like a part of these type. They're like, I think they're called lupine, where they're like wolf type mutants.
Yes.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's probably not Sabretooth, but
No, but I feel like there is a mutant that can do something like that, like turn into a dog or into animals. Right now, the only thing that's coming to my mind is Beast Boy, but that's the wrong universe, so that's wrong.
and not the Beast. But
No, yeah, not Beast either.
not Beast, not Kitty Beast.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna find out. It's so familiar to me, like a dog mutant. If anybody knows, in chat, please let us know. Yeah. Another mystery, like obviously the Division, all that stuff's a mystery right now. Another mystery that I would love to figure out is who the hell is the devil with the yellow eyes?
I don't know.
Why is he so damn creepy?
Eggman. He kind of reminds me of the Blob,
Yes.
but it's not the Blob. From what I've heard and what people have told me, this is like one of his bad personalities.
Yeah.
That like takes over sometimes. I don't know who exactly he is though. It's another personality, but it's like a separate entity. Yeah, and he is creepy. He's just sort of, he doesn't do anything. He just sits there.
Yeah.
Just sits there and he stares at you.
Yeah. That
to me is disturbing.
It's not cool.
It doesn't do. No, it's not. It's not cool. It's not cool. What are you doing sitting on the floor of the kitchen? That's why you're fat. So do something. You might.
Ooh. Yeah, no, it's he's really creepy. There's more to him than just being creepy.
Yeah, and I have to go back and watch him to see if he's like somewhere hidden in the background, where he wasn't like apparent, but he was just like hidden back there somewhere. Because I'm sure they placed him like scenes.
Yeah, I only saw him in two scenes: the one in the kitchen and the one when the lights were going red in the hospital.
I did catch another one where he was there with a Melanie.
Really?
And there was one where he met Melanie and she was going to grab his hand, and
Oh,
like
that's right. He was in the back.
showed shots,
Oh,
and he was like in a cave. They didn't show like him, but they showed like the yellow eyes. I'm like, oh my god, he's
yeah,
right there.
that was freaky too.
And I didn't know if like that was like him in a physical form
Yeah.
in the background, or if it was like just in his head. I don't know.
Because they cut back and he was gone. So it might have been just in his head. Speaking of people in the background, there was a guy in the hospital where every time we saw that backdrop of all the plants and stuff, there was one guy hiding like in the plants, and I was like, "Who are you?"
I don't know. I thought I just think that's his thing that makes him crazy. He likes plants. There's like an illness where like you have like a sexual attraction to plants, and I'm pretty sure poison ivy has it. I don't remember what it's called though, but it is a real thing.
And you know what? Because that was another one. I was like, "You might not actually be real, sir, hiding in the bushes. You might not be real." We don't know.
We don't know.
I absolutely loved when he slow-mo blows things up.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it happened in the kitchen.
That
And
was
he
so
blew
cool.
up the interrogation room. The pen... I love the pen went right into the interrogator's cheek. I was like, ooh! That was funny.
But you know what I thought was cool was where he's in the water, and
Oh.
well, let's talk about what happened before that, where he's like trying to remember like what happened that day that he got switched.
Yeah.
And so like he's being chased by the twins, and then suddenly Sydney's there, and then I'm like, what? Wait, what? She was there the whole time? And then no, it turns out we're not seeing a flashback. It's just him remembering, and she said she's being projected into his memory.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if there's a mutant that can do this, because like she didn't say I am projecting yourself into your memory. She says I am being projected into your memory.
That sounds like something Xavier can do. Also something Jean Grey can do.
Or something Emma Frost could do.
Or something Emma Frost could do. You're right.
Mm.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, but she tells him the escape plan, basically. She says, okay, get yourself in the water. Don't come back up until you see me. And so I like that he goes into the water, and I just like that everything explodes, and we just see like the skeletons just drop into the water. I thought that was so cool.
They got really charred. Like, very charred.
Like, how did that happen? Like, what exactly happened?
Yeah, that was more than just an explosion. That was like, they got decayed a little bit.
Yeah, so that happened. Facility destroyed, and then we meet back up with Cindy, who at this point I'm like, okay, I think she's real.
Yeah.
And then so she's like, hey, come with me. We gotta go. There's someone I want you to meet. So let's go. They go outside, and there's like a whole war going on. Yeah. And there was that random dude who had telekinesis who was just like
throwing guys off the cliff. He gets shot in the shoulder. Like, what's happening?
And he got shot in the shoulder, and then he was fine.
Yeah.
He did that. He did the thing, the video game thing where you duck.
Yeah.
And then you heal.
Yeah. He ducked and like ate an herb really quick, and
yeah.
like this was Resident Evil. But yeah.
Yeah, and then they had that nice little thing on the beach where he's like, I need to know, is this real? Is this real? Like, are you doing the thing again with the memory? And then she's like, no, I'm real. And then she's like, I love you. And he doesn't say it back because he's like so flustered.
Yeah, I mean, things are exploding. To be fair,
She's like, but say it back. He's like, yeah, I love you.
Yeah, no, that was like the greatest. Because it's like, things are exploding. She's like, well, you're supposed to say it back. It's like, God, things are exploding. Yeah.
I just really hope she's real. I just really hope she's real.
I think she is. She was hesitant to answer that, though, whether it was real or not. So I'm wondering if there's something more to what Melanie's group is doing. I don't know. I don't know. I think we're going to get more answers soon. because they're out.
Or maybe.
Maybe, yeah, who knows? Maybe we won't. Maybe it'll all be like, oops, he's hallucinating again. Fuck.
Well, I just don't want it to be a dream, you know?
Yeah.
Like, okay, this show is, like, so far, I'm really liking it. I think it's fantastic. I will disregard all of that if it's all just a dream. No, you're a terrible show. Do you know why you're a terrible show? Because your show didn't happen. You made that decision.
Yeah. That was your decision. I forgot to get the freaking synopsis for chapter 2, and it's not there. So we're gonna pretend we know what happens, and I'm gonna do the outro. Jacob, where
At the end,
people find you?
You can find me here on YouTube at Jacob Salazar, or you can find me on Twitter. Tweet at me throughout the week, throughout the life, at ToNowhereland. That is TONOWHERELAND. Join the Nowhereland Society.
And you can find me at Clio Moto on Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest. And you can find all of us at ASO TV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows and movies. I'm going to try to leave out the video games because we haven't done that show in a really long time. We can go back and watch our old ones. They're pretty good. Until next time. Bye, guys.
See you in Nowhereland.